In this session, we'll be looking briefly at the area of technology entrepreneurship, which is about producing or adopting technology to create and capture value for the firm. This value often translates to either reducing costs or generating revenue. However, technology can also open up markets and bridge gaps between the organisation, its management, its workforce, and its customers. Bringing a product to market can be challenging. However, as we'll see, technology entrepreneurship involves all the same challenges of traditional business with a number of additional barriers. Now, technology companies are innovative by nature and they drive and disrupt markets that are not moving quickly enough. The role of innovation in technology entrepreneurship simply cannot be overstressed. Now, in terms of learning outcomes, by the end of this session you should be able to firstly provide a definition of technology entrepreneurship. You should also be able to describe the various stages in the product development process for the technology entrepreneur. And lastly, you should also be able to describe some of the key challenges facing the technology entrepreneur. Now, technology, when used effectively, can empower individuals within the organisational context to collaborate and understand organisational objectives, motives, and operations. Technology entrepreneurship itself is simply a style of business based on the process of identifying high potential, technology intensive business opportunities. And this involves gathering resources such as talent and cash and manage rapid growth using real-time decision-making skills. As with traditional business entrepreneurship, at the startup phase, generally the technology entrepreneur will not have all the resources they feel are needed to launch the business. They therefore have to make do with what they have, and this principle is sometimes referred to as effectuation. The definition shown here highlights some of the key aspects of technology entrepreneurship, namely high potential, the intensive application of technology, and resource gathering. Now, in general terms, the benefits of technology for business are widely understood. The growth and variety of social media, for example, has undoubtedly encouraged SMEs to realise their ambitions and market their product, brand or service more readily and more widely. But for the firm, adoption or development of technology offers a much wider number of commercial benefits, such as an enhanced customer service through greater interactivity. Now, we live in an age of connectivity, and technology provides a means to stay attuned to the needs of the customer. We also have to think about web browsing, email and banking, and in the modern world, face-to-face transactions are becoming less frequent and businesses are becoming more reliant on digital forms of commerce. We also have to think more closely about transactions which occur online, and the business website is no longer viewed as simply being an overhead, and instead it's now looked at as being a tangible sales channel. We also have to think about re-engineering critical processes, and here many traditional business processes have now been radically changed by the introduction of technological innovation, which creates a world which would be unrecognisable to previous generations. And we also have to recognise that with technology we can be open 24/7, 365 days a year, as technology allows the business to trade even when it's physically closed. And then obviously we have to think about commercial advantage, and businesses must embrace technology if they are to remain competitive in today's market. Failing to invest in technology means that the business is standing still while the competition is moving forward. And obviously there are implications for increased sales. In the digital age, technology provides a valuable additional channel for the firm to generate higher sales volumes. But we also have to look at global reach, because technology increases the reach of any business, allowing more customers to be targeted relatively easily and inexpensively. With the growing trend of businesses applying technology towards improving their competitive edge, SMEs have realised the significant implications of technology as a tool for driving innovation and productivity, and technology entrepreneurs therefore will fall largely into one of two categories. Firstly, we have technology developers, and these are individuals who develop a unique technology which is capable of driving a new business forward. The next category is technology users, and those individuals see a new technological development and understand every business needs to consider how technology can be applied to support the growth of their business. In both cases, the opportunity exists to create a global business from the outset. Now, this does not necessarily mean the business itself will be large in scale, only that in today's digital market, anyone can, through the application of technology, reach customers more or less anywhere on the planet. Now, although the technology sector is dominated by global brands, there's always room for innovation which creates value for local customers. Technology businesses exploit technology either by developing a new technology themselves or by placing technology at the very heart of the business. Technology businesses can be found in a variety of sectors and take many forms, such as the examples that we see here. The digital economy, through its impact on transactions, communications and problem solving, is increasing opportunities for business and also changing the way that we work, offering important advantages to entrepreneurs. Digital entrepreneurs face all the same challenges as the traditional entrepreneur, plus a range of additional barriers due to factors such as inadequate resources, expensive patents and equipment requirements, and a lack of initial potential investment. Now, the following statistics highlight the extent of the challenges facing the technology entrepreneur. Remember that only 1 in 6 million high-tech business ideas will ever make it to market. Also, less than 1% of business plans received by venture capitalists actually obtain funding, and successful technology entrepreneurs typically own less than 4% of their own company. Another interesting statistic is that 60% of technology companies end in bankruptcy for a variety of reasons, and one of these is that the typical time to establish a technology company is 5 years or more. Technology startups are temporary by nature. Generally, they are concerned primarily with running experiments to test, refine and validate their technology product before they begin burning through capital. And this approach is quite different from the traditional business entrepreneur, where the individual is working with the resources available to build the business and grow the customer base as quickly as possible. While it's clear that SMEs are embracing digital tools in order to improve business visibility, customer satisfaction and engagement, whilst also reducing costs and saving time, the uptake and use of technology is generally inconsistent in the realm of the small business. To be successful, the technology business must focus on the following elements. Firstly, there's the entrepreneur, and at the heart of the technology is an individual who displays the same attributes and qualities as the traditional entrepreneur. Then we have the technology itself, and whether as a tool to deliver the product or as the product itself, technology is central to the technology enterprise. And then we have capital, and social and financial capital are critical to the success. But we also have to think about infrastructure. Now, the shape of the technology business will be determined ultimately by the market. And then we have to give some thought to the market itself, because if successful commercialization is to take place, the technology entrepreneur must be attuned to the market and the customer's needs. For the business, technology users can be either internal or external to the business. Internal knowledge management within the business is critical to the effective and efficient operation of the business, whilst external knowledge management is vital in order to build a successful business. Technology usage is particularly important during the startup phase of a development of a business, where the entrepreneur is effectively building and shaping their business model using information, and they're actively seeking advice on the best way to gather the resources that they need. Technology also provides a clear opportunity to develop effective communication channels which can allow the business to converse with external networks quickly and easily with little or no cost to the business. thus improving organisational and market performance. For a growing business, the challenge is to gain and retain market share, and the use of technology, and particularly social media, also provides the opportunity to extend and exert influence over the market. Influence can be viewed as a commodity in itself, which can be bought and sold and traded as a form of capital. Successes can be shared, learning disseminated, and the sharing of ideas are encouraged, leading to the stimulation of creativity and greater levels of innovation. Attracting followers brings credibility for the business and its products and creates evangelists who then use their own networks to share information on behalf of the business and in turn create more followers. However, technology is still often viewed mainly as a cost-saving tool, and this model highlights the importance of technology in terms of how it can reduce costs for the business. And these costs can be reduced in the key areas of communication, sales and marketing, process, customer service, delivery, or transactions. Technology entrepreneurship is really just entrepreneurship in a technology-intensive context. It merges technology with entrepreneurial talent and skills. The key characteristics of technology entrepreneurship are as follows. Firstly, we have a high potential opportunity, and this is a new technology-based venture which has the potential to create new value in the market through the application of a high level of technology, which is usually difficult for a competitor to copy, as such technology will usually be protected by patents. These products are technology intensive. Now, technological entrepreneurship usually involves a lengthy process of problem solving, finance raising, product design and market identification, which in itself is technology intensive. Unique technology capable of driving a new business is extremely valuable. Where the success of a firm hinges on meeting consumer demands better than their competitors, technological entrepreneurship can offer a real competitive advantage. But technology companies also have a high risk of failure. One of the key measures of success for technology entrepreneurs is whether or not they can actually bring the product to market at all. Most technology entrepreneurs fail to reach the market simply because they cannot commercialise their product. There's a much longer time to market for technology entrepreneurs. We also need to think about the demands of infrastructure, facilities and resources. Technology entrepreneurs face all the same challenges as a traditional entrepreneur, plus additional significant barriers around resources, as we have seen. The process of technology entrepreneurship mirrors the traditional product development process. However, as we've seen, key characteristics of the technology entrepreneurship process are that there are significant barriers to commercialisation, and the subsequent delays in the development process that this can bring can cause major problems for the technology entrepreneur. If we look at this more closely, we can see the different stages in the technology entrepreneurship process, and these are as follows. First, we have idea generation, and here the entrepreneur comes up with an idea or ideas for a new product. Then we have idea screening, where the ideas are screened and filtered to determine potential viability. Then we have the development of a feasibility study, where the idea is further enhanced by means of a written document that's used to lever in the resources needed for the business. Then we have prototype development, where the aesthetic and working prototypes are developed. Then we need to protect the idea, and patent protection is generally sought to achieve this. Then we have the production phase, and here the product enters production, leading to marketing, where the product is marketed and sold. Now, most small to medium enterprises seem to struggle to embrace the shift towards embracing technology, and this is often due to lack of financial and technical resources. However, often the main barrier to adopting technology in business is simply the individual attitude of the entrepreneur and the culture this creates within their own business. These attitudes can be categorised as follows. Firstly, we have the techies, and these are people who view the application and development of technology as being simply the normal way of doing things. Then we have the visionaries, and these are people who swim against the stream of popular opinion and embrace technology for the potential it offers. Next, we have the pragmatists, and these are individuals who see the practical benefits of new technology and wish to benefit from these. Then we have the conservatives, and these are people who are resistant to change and who prefer to adopt the status quo. And lastly, we have the skeptics, who are by nature suspicious of new technology. Now, the following example of a technology enterprise model for a technology business has been developed by applying the business model canvas. Now, it's important to remember that the heart of the business model canvas is the concept of the value proposition. And again, this is basically all the various elements which combine to make up the final offering to the customer. Products, applications and services are changing our lives in a radical way. But it's not only products or services that become obsolete, but also organisational processes and systems, because they simply no longer create enough value. As we can see from this example, the business model for a technology business involves a reinvention of how businesses operate by employing advanced technologies such as social networks, mobile applications and digitised processes. In this way, companies can revolutionise their way of producing, selling and promoting their products and services to survive in this highly competitive market. So I hope that's provided some insight into the nature of technology entrepreneurship and the sort of challenges faced by the technology entrepreneur in today's fast-moving market. The following exercise is designed to provide an opportunity to explore the nature of technology entrepreneurship. So read the Track My Pet mini case and reflect on the following questions. Firstly, to what extent is the idea presented here desirable, feasible and viable? Next, how important is the application of technology to this business? And lastly, what do you think the correct price would be for this product if it made it to market?